there is the high risk that you may not be optimizing your resources, so let's talk about it. Hello everyone, this is Ace and welcome to my channel. In today's video we're gonna talk about the Mega Vendo event. The event is pretty straightforward, but there are some considerations that, if ignored, will prevent players from exploiting the event at its maximum, so let's check that out. You need to use the Vendo ticket to perform draws in this minigame, and you'll get a random rewards from the prize pool. With already a quick glimpse at the prize pool, we can already say that it's really difficult to get nice rewards, so the thing that we are aiming at are the resonating hero fragments. I won't bother you with the calculation, I've done that for you. The expected value per draw is 0.31 fragments. In other words, you can expect to get on average 3 fragments every 10 Vendo ticket used. Moving on, you can notice that you only have Rambo fragments here. This because in this kind of events you will have as many prize pools as the amount of heroes released. You can access these different prize pools by clicking on the right side, top right side of the screen, and change the hero. Changing the hero will change the prize pool, but that's not the only thing that changes. It changes also this thing here, this progress bar. So every draw performed in the Vendo machine doesn't only give you rewards from the prize pool, it also gives you some point that will help you progress on this progress bar. We have the usual pattern in State of Survival. The top row is for free-to-play players, the second row, the bottom one, can be unlocked by buying a 1k diamond bundle, and having a look at it, we can spot that there is a really interesting item. There is the gen link of the hero whose prize pool you've selected. So it's also important to notice that every progress you make in the Mega Vendo event counts only towards the specific prize pool you're in. So if you jump to another prize pool, you see that you will have a different amount of points, and you can jump back and forth between prize pool. Don't worry, the jump doesn't reset the progress bar. Second thing, and this is what makes people waste items and lose value, if you're not a huge spender and want to actually get the most out of this event while spending the minimum, you need to come up with an expense plan. I can show you what you could do, diversifying what to do depending on if you are a big spender or a minimum spender or a free-to-play player. I was saying that there are as many prize pools as the number of heroes released, and we have an equal amount of progress bars. So we have to necessarily consider both the progress bar and the prize pool in our calculation in order to make a proper plan. So let's start with what big spenders can do. If you are a big spender, I'll assume you have unlimited resources. It doesn't mean that I can help you save some money and items. As a big spender, of course, you want to max everything and get the best item possible. So let's check the progress bar first. And this is the same for the first 3 sections, so Cobao, Trautman and Rambo. All 3 progress bars have the gen link, so you will need to buy the bundle to unlock the bottom row, and you will need to do that for the first 3 heroes, and you have to actually use enough tickets to earn 9.5k points to get this gen link. Once you collected all the gen links, stop. Go to your heroes, level them up and see how far you are from maxing them. Have a look at Cobao and Trautman first and take notes of how many fragments you need. And then continue use your Vendo tickets in order to get the fragments, you need to max them and then just stop. There is no actual need for you to continue using Vendo ticket on Cobao and Trautman section, because anything you get after the gen link is really not worth it. The money you will need to spend to reach the end of this progress bar will give you very few extra items, and with that same amount of money you can get way better items and way more items from various bundles. So once you're done with Cobao and Trautman, let's just move to Rambo. There is a third section and a fourth section. In the third section, again, there is the bundle and we can get the gen link. So absolutely do the same that you did with Cobao and Trautman. What's interesting is the first section. Here we can see that in the progress bar there is no gen link, but there is a particular object, this thing here, Jade Amulet. It's a peace flare effect, so not really interesting if you ask me. What's really interesting though are the 100 fragments, and considering that to get these 100 fragments you need to reach only 1.7k points and the bundle costs 1k diamonds, I will say that it's a really good deal. Anyway, eventually other tickets that you may have or you may want to use, I would suggest you to use them in the first section. Why? The reason is this thing here. There is, I know it's very small, but there is the chance for you to get this important gen link, which is great. So I would recommend to use everything else you have after having got those rewards from the progress bars. Everything more you want to use it on the first section, so in the first prize pool, since at least you'll have a chance to win an extremely important gen link. Let's talk now about medium spender. In this particular case, for this particular event, it's still advisable to buy all 4 bundles to unlock the bottom rows for all the progress bars, since the cheapest way to get the gen links is out of this event, but some clarification are needed. You can just go and buy all the bundles. I know the spending spectrum is incredibly wide and extremely subjective how you consider your spending, and it's pretty much impossible to give an advice that works for everyone, so I'll try to give you some rules of thumb that can be tailored for each account. First of all, generally at the start of such events, don't rush anything. There is no need to rush according to locating and upgrading heroes. So a general advice is to wait until first performance tests for the heroes are out, so that you can decide which hero you want to invest on. This said, when talking about resonating hero, there is something that's always true, and that's the fact that to have an actually usable hero, you need to level the hero up to level 4 and unlock at least the main skill. That's the bare minimum to get an actually usable resonating hero. With this in mind, you will have to make a choice. Or trying to get all the collaboration heroes to level 4 and of course unlock their skills, or try to max one hero first and then think about the others later. I can't tell you which path to choose for you, because I don't know how much you spend and I don't know how strong your other's hero are. So you need to give an honest look at your account and at your matches. And at that point, I can tell you that getting all the heroes to level 4 with some skills unlocked would make sense if you don't have any other decent resonating hero so far. On the other hand, it makes a lot of sense to concentrate on the resonating hero that strengthen your main march. So again, take a look at what you have and what are your goals. If you want a reasonable advice that could work really for everyone, focus on the hero that improves your main march first. Everything else is a bonus. Now let's have a look at the actual event. We need to make the most out of the progress bar and the prize pool. For starters, I will personally go for Rambo first. But let's say you want to work on your Kobao and Trautman because you want everything, so we focus on Rambo later. First difference between you and a big spender is that you need to first reach the threshold, so use your item, see if you manage to reach the 9.5k points, and only at that point buy the bundle. Otherwise you will buy the bundle and only after you may realize that you don't have enough Vendo tickets to get the gen links. So you may find yourself, committed to spending more than you wanted. About the gen link, you do want these because they do matter a lot, and getting them here and now is actually the cheapest way to get them. Once you got the gen links, if you decide to go for them, once you reach this threshold, stop. There is really nothing more for you to extract out of this progress bar in terms of good rewards. The only good thing you could achieve continuing pouring tickets into this machine is to get more fragments and the hope of getting the main prize. So once you got the gen link from the prize pool, just stop. Of course, Trautman is exactly the same, so once you got the skill for Kobao and Trautman, go back to your heroes tab, check how far you are from maxing them. If they are maxed, that's good, stop. If they're not maxed, you have to consider if you want to spend more ticket to max them. But since you already poured money and effort to, got their gen links, you're kinda committed now. So you have to think before about what you want to do. So let's just focus on Rambo now. As a spender, you do want to bring your Rambo, of course, to a decent level. So let's check which section you should focus on, because there is a third section and the fourth section. I would recommend that you buy the bundle in the third section to get the gen link when you reach the 9.5k threshold. Once you got this gen link here, switch to the fourth section. And here again you can buy another bundle to unlock the second row. This is why when you reach only 1.7k points, you will be able to get 100 fragments. So 100 fragments for 1k diamonds is a good deal, so go for it. Now again, go back to your heroes. Once you reach this threshold, go back to your heroes tab, go on Rambo and upgrade him and check your progress. And then you have to realize how far you are from maxing him, or if you are pretty close. If you're close, just push a little more and max him. If you're not, you need to decide where to use more Vendo tickets. And then you need to decide, after having reached the threshold, you need to decide where you want to put the extra Vendo tickets. In the third pool or in the first one. In the third pool you have this gen skill, but in the first pool you have this one here, which is better. So every ticket you have after having reached the threshold, you should use it on the first prize pool. And let's now talk about what free-to-play players should do. As a free-to-play players, you can probably just rely on one strong march. So everything you should do is to focus around that and focus about what could make that one march stronger. So as a free-to-play player, you need to downsize even more compared to the medium spender, and you need to rationalize extremely carefully your Mega Vendo tickets in order to locate the heroes and try to upgrade them as much as you can. One good news for you is that you don't have to worry about exploiting the progress bar, because you are free to play, so you're not buying the bundle. The only thing you can exploit is the price pool. The first three price pool have the gen link, the normal one. Only the 30 section has this enhanced one. So basically all four price pool have a gen link in it, but the odds are incredibly low for you to get. So the only thing that you can really be aiming at are the fragments. I told you before how many frags you can expect from each draw, so you have right from the start already an idea of how many fragments you can get with the amount of Vendo tickets you hold, and that's already huge for your planning. And about the hero fragments topic, a couple important things I should say. First of all, the upgrade path of any resonating hero should be to level the heroes up to level 4, and only after unlock their skills. The cost to do so is always the same, so you should know exactly how many frags you need to do that. If you don't, you can take some notes now. The cost is 10 fragments to locate the hero, 5 to bring him to level 1, 20 to level 2, 45 to reach level 3, 80 to level 4, and then 50 to unlock the main skills. So the total is 200 fragments to make an actually usable hero. With this in mind, and considering your lack of resources, you need to choose if you want to try and max one hero and leave the others behind, or if you want to try and make as many level 4 resonating heroes as you can. Odds are that you won't be able to do so, therefore a reasonable option for you could be to focus your attention on one or two heroes, to avoid risking having all 3 heroes but so weak that they can't be used. So to make an example that can make you understand properly, the cost to level a hero up from level 6 to level 7 is 200 fragments. Having a level 7 hero is nice and all, but with the same 200 fragments you can locate another hero, you can level that hero up to level 4, and you can even unlock their main skill too. So I don't even want to tell you what to do. You should ask yourself, do I prefer one hero up to level 7 and still have the other heroes that kinda suck, or do I want to bring at least another hero to level 4 that, in the worst case scenario, is at least bringing an extra skill to the battle? So this said, absolutely do earn enough fragments to locate them though, because if you don't locate them now, the game won't allow you to get these heroes in the future. On the other hand, if you do locate them now, after some months that should allow you to convert general resonating hero fragments into resonating hero fragments for the collaboration heroes. I'm telling you this just in case you may wake up one day and decide you want to put money on this game. With all this in mind, the choice is also personal, and it really depends on how your other heroes are. Rambo is a rider that works best with a berserk hero. Trautman is an infantry hero that works best with resilience heroes. And Kobao is a hunter that works best resonating with a berserk hero. So check your other resonating heroes, how many you have and how strong they are. If you already have a good amount of decent ones, you could consider trying to max only one from this Rambo collaboration event. If you do not have any decent resonating hero, well, you are in a situation where anything is better than nothing. So you could try shifting your focus from getting only one maxed to having 2 maybe to level 4. Again, the general advice should be for you to get the first thing you should do is to get the hero which improves your main match. Everything else you get, it's a bonus. I know this is a very complex topic and players have a lot of different opinions about all this, and I'm really curious to know what option you will choose and why. If you want to share that with me, we could try to have a talk in the comment section here on YouTube, and of course if you have any question, please feel free to write it down here in the comments or just to me on Discord. I hope this video helped you. If that's so, please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you for watching, hoping to see you in the next one. Bye!